All right, real quick, I wanted to go over today a little bit about footwear for your athletes. So when they come in to train, a lot of kids are wearing something like, I'm embarrassed actually of these shoes because they're falling apart and I wear them every day. I need to get some new ones, but this is basically what I wear most days to run, jump, and when I'm working. If you notice, the heel lift in this is kind of minimum. It's not completely flat, but it's a little minimum, and I've been working my way down. I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But most of the kids are wearing something along the lines of this, with a pretty big cushiony heel, okay? Now, the problem with this is, we'd like to see them when they come in to actually lift, especially the guys that are using barbells and moving some serious weight, and girls. I like to see them in something a little flatter. If you notice, I have on Converse right now, so a Converse is very flat, or even something like this is more of a slip-on. It's not as going to be as tight, but this is what Coach Tom wears. I took this out of his locker. Some kids actually wear these by mistake, not on purpose. They just wear these and they forget to change their shoes to come in the gym. But for lifting, these work pretty good. Now, if you're pushing a sled, jumping, sprinting, sometimes these aren't going to be your best bet. But if you could spend a few bucks, I think I actually bought these for $10 at the Converse outlet right here. But they're going to be nice and flat. You can get them low top or high top, whatever you prefer. But they're going to be nice and flat to lift in. Now, the reason why we want them to be flat is if you watch, if you're squatting or deadlifting anything, a running shoe, something more like this, is going to, and this is even a lot of the running shoes have a bigger heel lift than even this. Now they make a minimalist sneaker, that's going to be even better, but nothing's going to be as good as something completely flat like this. So for lifting purposes, when you wear something that has a heel lift on it, what happens is, as I go down, as the weights get heavy, and I go to come up, it's tipping me forward to my toes. So as I go to lift, it's going to tip me forward, and it's going to pull me over the bar, and usually that's how guys miss lifts, or they round their backs off. In the squat, you'll notice, I'm not going to go over and demonstrate with the bar, but in the squat, you'll notice what happens is as I go to come up, it's tipping them forward, so they tip forward like this, just slightly. Just the slightest tip forward with a lot of weight will throw you off position. It tips them forward, and they wind up dumping the weight forward onto their shoulders, and that's why we have spotters and have to set up pins, because it'll push them forward, and they'll dump it. Now, if they're flat, what we really want to see, the reason why we do a lot of wide stance, a lot of deadlifting and stuff like that, is we want to see them break the ground by pushing out. Now, if they're in a nice flat shoe and they can push out, they're going to really use their hips to spread the floor, push out, and stand straight up. When they have too much heel lift, it tips them forward, especially the beginners and the kids that, and most of the kids here don't have years and years experience, so they don't know what they're feeling for. But as soon as I loan out my Converse All-Stars to a kid, if he's moving some weight and I say, yo, try these shoes out, he goes, oh my God, it feels so much better. I feel like I actually pushed into the ground, like I could actually grip the ground. And that's what we really want them to do, be able to feel the ground, grip the ground, and push through the ground outwards with their feet. And it just really, you can't really do it in a running sneaker like this. Now, the next thing would be, technically, you want to be doing most of your things, everyday life. This goes for everybody. You don't want a lot of heel lift, because what happens is when you have a lot of heel lift, you start to shorten the Achilles tendon and the heel cord back here from being on a heel lift. Like high heels, anything, like high heels would be an extreme case, but just the running shoe is going to shorten the, being constantly in a shoe like this is going to shorten that Achilles tendon. That limits the ankle range of motion. And then we have all different sorts of issues, squatting, deadlifting, sprinting, jumping, and we come, you know, as they progress, it becomes more of a problem. They get tight ankles, essentially. So you can't just go from a big heel lift, though, to a flat shoe right away for all day long. What you need to do is gradually go down. So I'm gradually actually working my way down, and I'm feeling, my feet are feeling a lot better. But at least for lifting, we want to see them in something flatter. So if you can, grab a pair of, it doesn't have to be expensive, go to Walmart, get something really flat. Bring them in. You could have a backpack, put them in your bag. You can even leave them in a locker here, but something flat would be ideal for the guys to be lifting in.